going on, guys? We're back into another video, and today is yet another installment in my top 100 favorite movies of all time. Guys, we are knocking at the door, scratching at the door of the top 50. Today is the last section of the bottom half. We're covering 60 through 51 today, and then from here on out, we are in the top 50 favorite movies of all time. So first, I want to thank you all so much for coming and checking out the video. If you like what you see, please consider dropping a subscription. We're trying to get 2,000 by the end of the year. I really do appreciate the support if you like what we are doing today. And we are finishing the series by the end of the year. And if this is your first time, I do this series every year to see how much the lists change. And the people that have come back can attest. Every year, this is my third year doing it, the list has changed significantly every year. So thank you all so much for sitting and checking out the video. And basically how this is going to work is we're going to go through these 10, 60 through 51, give short reasons for why I love the movies so much, because every single movie in this list has a 5-star rating on Letterboxd, which in my rating is a 95 or above, which means I love all of these movies, and it was extremely hard to rank them. So just because something's down at 60 doesn't mean I don't love it. I do. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So I think without further ado, let's get into today's ranking. And coming in at number 60, this is the biggest one that changes every year. The first year I did this was in my top 5. Ready Player One is at number 60 this year. I love this movie. This was one of the movies in 2018 that I saw that sparked my love for filmmaking. And I know it sounds cheesy because it's not the best movie, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, it's just I think the performances are pretty good in here. I actually kind of enjoy them. I think Steven Spielberg's direction in a completely virtual world is fantastic. I love the book and the story anyway, so I was gonna love it on top of that. But I love the video game nature. I love the competition of it, and it just worked for me. I think Ben Mendelsohn is a pretty good villain. I don't think he's great. I don't love all of that, but I think in general, this is a fun time at the movies. It's very nostalgic, got a lot of great nostalgic references, and I think that this is one of Spielberg's most underrated films. I really, truly believe that, because he's done all the big blockbusters, but I think that this is a nice little blockbuster that he made in 2018. I really love it. I got a poster up in my bedroom for it, the actual movie poster up in my bedroom. It's fantastic, and it comes at number 60 on my list. And coming in at number 59 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. If you guys saw on Monday, I did my MCU ranking video. Go check that out if you have not already. Over 41 minutes of me ranking the MCU. I had a lot of thoughts. This was in my top 5 in the MCU. I think it's absolutely fantastic. This is the Russo brothers' directorial debut in the MCU. I think that it's some really flawless direction. This was one of the first movies that really jumped genre in the MCU. And now we get that all the time where they jump genre and try different things. But this was really like the first one to kind of pave the way for that. I love the writing. I think it is really, really well done. The action is stellar. I mean, the elevator fight scene is one of the most iconic fight scenes in the MCU. And it really just kind of questions the morals of Captain America and the government in America. I think that it's extremely well written in that vein, where we're going through Captain America's arc in this movie, and him, always being, the Star-Spangled Man with a plan, but now he kind of questions, hey, what is the government that I've always been trained to love and fight for? What are we doing here? So I really enjoy this. I love bringing Bucky back. I think that was a great decision, and now the Winter Soldier is a really beloved character in the MCU, which is awesome. This is a great movie. One of the top tier MCU movies. It comes at number 59 on my list. Oh, coming in at number 58 is Elf. My favorite Christmas movie by far, but just a brilliant movie. Jon Favreau directed this. Yeah, the guy that plays Happy Hogan now in the MCU, the guy that directed Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Yeah, Jon Favreau directed this movie. Will Ferrell, this is one of his best performances. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And it just gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling of Christmas. We're into November. I'm going to pop this on sometime in the next few weeks. I can guarantee that, because I got to get into the season. I don't know if you guys can see. They're you can't really see them because it's kind of dim. I got some Christmas lights up on my set. I got to kind of fiddle around with them, but we're trying to get into the season, and watching Elf is going to be one of the things I do. I think it's an incredible movie. I love it. And it's not just a great Christmas movie. It's a great movie in general. Gets me in the spirit. I love it every year. And it comes in number 58 on my list. Coming in at number 57 is Looper. Rian Johnson. Everyone craps on Rian Johnson for The Last Jedi, which I kind of liked. Sorry, don't come at me. But he has a track record of directing really awesome films. The Last Jedi, I like. Looper and Knives Out. And Looper is like one of his first big one, and it's really great. It's extremely inventive for its time. I think it's a really awesome look at the sci-fi genre. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis give good performances. I think the script is incredibly well crafted and very clever. You can pick up on that in Knives Out, how clever he is writing. It's solid. I mean, this film, I think, is another very underrated piece of filmmaking. Y'all should watch this if you haven't already. I watched it a few years ago for the first time, and it really struck me. It really is a great film. Go check it out if you have not read already. I absolutely adore it. Again, it is a piece of filmmaking that really wowed me and just was incredibly well crafted by Rian Johnson. Go watch it. It's amazing. It comes in at number 57 on my list. Coming in at number 56, the film that I believe should have won Best Picture at the Oscars the year that it was nominated, Klansman. I think this is Spike Lee's best film. I have seen a few of his films now. I've seen Do the Right Thing and a few of his other ones, which I think Do the Right Thing is another very powerful movie as well that was very well crafted by Spike Lee. But there's something about this one that just really is... The filmmaking is so incredible. Adam Driver and John David Washington are stellar in this movie. We already knew of Adam Driver for Kylo Ren. I didn't know of John David Washington. All I knew is, it's Denzel Washington's son, but he was the best part of this movie. His performance was absolutely fantastic. I think the direction from Spike Lee is very poignant and very, it's real. And that's what Spike Lee is known for doing, is being very real with his storytelling and his filmmaking. And once again here, we get that. The story is riveting. It's based off a true story. It is so interesting. I think it's very well written, and just the domino effect of events that happens in this film are just so riveting, and it's so interesting to kind of watch as the puzzle is being completed and we kind of see what's going on with the story. I really get a kick out of this one. I mean, it's very, very important watch. I think it has a lot of very important themes, but just from sense of filmmaking, performances, writing, and direction, it's all flawless. I mean, I think this should have won Best Picture the year it was nominated. Green Book. No. It should have been this. I think this film's fantastic. I really love it. It comes in number 56 on my list. Coming in number 55 is Fast 5. Hell yeah. Had to get a Fast and Furious movie on this list. But I mean, this is the best of the Fast franchise. I did a ranking a few months back. Go check it out if you have not already. It's the best of the franchise. I think it's got the best action choreography. It has the best, kind of character dynamics, and it is the Avengers movie of the Fast and Furious. It brings together all the characters from the different storylines that we got from the movies before, and they're all here now. Avengers level Fast and Furious. The safe dragging scene through Rio is some of the best action and stunt work that I think I've ever seen in film. And it was all done practically, which is, for a Fast and Furious movie, is pretty impressive. This film's an absolute blast. I love Paul Walker and Vin Diesel's camaraderie and relationship. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. And the introduction of Dwayne Johnson as Hobbs. What a brilliant casting. What a great, refreshing take to put on this film and on this franchise. Because once The Rock came in, once this film came out, the franchise got it got a little nos, and it kicked off, and it got really good. So I really like this film. It's an absolute blast. This is the film that really got me into the Fast and Furious franchise, and now it's one of my favorite franchises in film, and it comes in number 55 on my list. Coming in at number 54, we go from Elf and Fast 5 to one of the greatest films of all time, The Godfather. That's why I love this list. I love this list. This list is freaking awesome. The Godfather at number 54. I mean, what is there to say? It really is one of the greatest movies of all time. I was talking to someone the other day, and they asked me, they said, hey, what do you think the best movie you've ever seen is? And that's kind of a loaded question, but I took it from the sense of what do I believe is the greatest movie of all time? And I said 3. And 2 of them are much further up on my list. But one of them was The Godfather. I think it is by far, excuse me, some of the best direction from Francis Ford Coppola. Brilliant, just Oscar-worthy, stellar performances, especially from Marlon Brando. You got Al Pacino in there as well. And it really is just something special. This is the definition of cinema. This is cinema. The story, watching Michael's arc is it puts chills down your spine. You get invested, and to see him go from not wanting anything to do with his family to becoming the Godfather at the end, that whole string of events is so riveting, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Even though it's almost a 3-hour movie, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. I think this film is flawless. It is absolutely incredible. But it's not the best Godfather movie. We'll talk about that one in a future episode. I enjoy this one. It is a piece of filmmaking that needs to be revered for the rest of days. And it comes at number 54 on my list. And then we go from The Godfather to my number 53, which is Clerks. What are we doing here? This is just incredible. This was the first film I saw from Kevin Smith. It's his first film. And Kevin Smith is so interesting to me because I saw his documentary Clerk this year at South by Southwest. It's one of the best films I've seen this year. It's still in my top 15 of the year. And I've seen a few of his other things since. But Clerks, I've always gravitated back towards Clerks because it's so simple. It literally is like the Seinfeld. It is the film version of Seinfeld. Seinfeld's a show about nothing. This is a show about really nothing. It's people hanging out at a convenience store or in a video store. I loved it. I love the hangout nature of it. I love the just conversation-based filmmaking. Kevin Smith shot this with basically no money. I mean, he is the king of making films on shoestring budgets, and it's done. It's perfect, for what it is, what he put forth. It is Kevin Smith style to a T. I adore this movie. It is one of my, I wouldn't even say guilty pleasure. I think that it's got a cult following, so it's not even a guilty pleasure. Kevin Smith, I love. I am so excited for Clerks 3. I still need to see Clerks 2, but I'm incredibly excited for Clerks 3 because they're bringing back the entire cast. So yeah, and Ahsoka Tano is in this movie. Rosario Dawson is in this movie as well, and she's coming back in Clerks 3 as well. So this movie is a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I think Kevin Smith is absolutely incredible, and I love all that he does. And it comes in at number 53 on my list. Coming in number 52 is The Hurt Locker. Yeah, this film's incredible. I mean, it won Best Picture. Catherine Bigelow won Best Director, first female director since I'm forgetting. I know that female director won it before her, but was the first female director in quite some time. It was very deserving because this is a brilliantly crafted film about war and about some of the very scary realizations and threats of war, especially to the soldiers that were over in the Middle East. Brilliant performances, especially from Jeremy Renner, Anthony Mackie, but really Jeremy Renner is the star of this show, for good or for not. Really, it's a very deep and dark performance, but this is just an astounding piece of filmmaking. It's shocking at times. It is very raw and gritty and real and grounded. I think the script is incredibly powerful. The performances I've already mentioned are stunning. And Catherine Bigelow won the Oscar, and she deserved it. Incredible direction. This film is one of the best modern day war films that we've got. I think it's tough to get through, but it's real, and it is one of my favorites, and comes in number 52 on my list. Rounding out the day, coming in at number 51 is Deadpool. One of the greatest comic book movies of all time. One of the best castings of all time. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is the most perfect casting, probably besides Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. It's a brilliant movie. It is rated R, and it earns that R rating. It is funny. It is funny as hell. It's so freaking funny. It's got a really great story. It's simple enough and is really nice, like intro origin story to the character. And it's just sick. It's freaking fun. This is a fun ass movie. Second one, not as good, but still pretty good. But now Deadpool's coming to the MCU, which I am so freaking excited about. I'm so excited to see him team up with all of our favorite characters. But you have to start with the original. It's absolutely incredible. I'm so excited for Deadpool 3. I'm so excited for him to be in the MCU. But this film laid the groundwork. It's absolutely fantastic. And it comes in number 51 on my list. Guys, that is it. I'm going to run you through them real quick just to recap. 60s Ready Player One. 59 is Captain America the Winter Soldier. 58 is Elf. 57 is Looper. 56 is Black Klansman. 55 is Fast Five. 54 is The Godfather. 53 is Clerks. 52 is The Hurt Locker. And 51 is Deadpool. This is one of my favorite stretches of the list. It's got so many awesome films with a really great variety, kind of like I was talking about when I went from Fast Five to The Godfather to Clerks. It's got a really great variety, but guys, now we're into the top 50, and I'm looking at next episodes, 50 through 41. We got some bangers to talk about, and then we get up from there. But I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for all the support on this series. I love doing it every year. It does take time because, I try to scatter it between the other videos that I have planned throughout the year. But I love doing it. It's incredibly fun. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments. And listen to the question, because people have been commenting different things. What of the 10 that I talked about today, which one is your favorite? What is your favorite film that I talked about today? Let me know. Of the 10 films I talked about, which one is your favorite? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you have not already. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.